Those entering the world of odd shops and unique boutiques shouldn't be surprised to encounter total immersion. After all, these businesses are often the outgrowth of magnificent obsessions.
Tiny basket.
Such overload can be disorienting, but down in Chatham, not far from the store full of rubber ducks, there's an opportunity to regain one's bearings.
Let's put it on the table here.
Yeah, it's flaking.
Maps of Antiquity in Chatham isn't playing around. These things are old.
Our earliest map is from 1542.
Sometimes you can see the stripes.
Bob Zaremba and Danielle Jeanlot sold antiques before focusing in on old maps. Danielle wondered if they'd lost their way.
Then I thought, we're actually going to be trying to make a living out of this.
But map freaks have come out of the woodwork and web to make this cottage business an unlikely success story. How unlikely?
At one time with TripAdvisor, we were the #1 attraction on Cape Cod. And we literally would have people call or walk in the door and ask what our admission was.
The thing that's really makes this extra collectible, this map, is that California is an island.
Old maps, like this British map from 1626, are made of cloth.
You know, you can wash them, and they, it's like washing a towel.
Store manager Perry Sanborn has dragged Maps of Antiquity into the modern world. Introducing a lively social media presence, Map Monster Mondays are particularly popular.
Yep, we've got lots of followers, and it's really fun when people comment on our stuff. Start a really interesting conversation.
If Maps of Antiquity weren't unique enough, there are also 3 guest rooms upstairs, so hardcore map lovers can indulge their passion, sleep it off, then come back down for more. Or they could go to the beach like normal Cape Cod tourists.
We have a couple of partners where the one stays upstairs and goes, okay, you have 2 hours downstairs.
Maps of Antiquity, come for the maps, stay for the naps. Sorry. From rustic Cape Cod to the high gleam of the modern mall.
I like bees. For some reason, can't stand birds, but I love bees.
Ivy Lawson likes bees so much, she chalked a successful engineering career at firms like Raytheon and IBM and moved her family to Jamaica so she could learn beekeeping.
Not just my kids, my friends, my family, everybody was like, she flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Take flight she did. Ivy's natural raw honey from Jamaica is now carried in Whole Foods, but that's just the beginning. Ivy's Everything Honey has expanded into a range of personal care products from face creams to toothpaste.
This is a washout deep conditioner.
Tanya Lewis of Sharon swears by the honey-based deodorant and has come to Ivy's shop in the South Shore Plaza to give the natural shampoo a shot.
This will be my first time trying hair product. I've trusted her judgment on everything else, and she hasn't led me wrong.
For Ivy Lawson, the sweet smell of success is the result of an improbable leap of faith.
I just feel like it was such an amazing calling, and I just answered the call and just went with it. It's a passion project that turned into making some dough.
Our next shop is the place to go when you're in need of a new set of chainmail or a good warhammer. Who isn't?
The LARP Box is the first and only brick-and-mortar LARP store in the United States. We sell costumes, accessories, weapons, armor, anything you need to go to a LARP.
What's them? What's them? What's them?
LARP stands for live-action role-playing.
Have you ever watched Lord of the Rings and thought, damn, I would like to be a hobbit?
If so, there's a LARP for you. LARPs take any number of forms, but they all involve dressing up in costume and inhabiting one's character, sometimes for days at a time.
On any given weekend, from spring to fall, we've got 8 to 10 games going on within an hour and a half of here.
Bart Brizet's LARP Box in North Oxford, Mass, near Worcester, can set you up with whatever suits you. Steel-plated armor, a diverse selection of elven ears, and enough weaponry to make the cruelest warlord swoon.
We got axes, warhammers, all sorts of things, and they might look kind of intimidating, but they're built to be safe and bend and be nice and squishy so that you're not hurting your friends when you're playing with these things.
And if you've ever known the discomfort of a poor-fitting steel breastplate, and who hasn't, you'll surely appreciate the expertise available at LARP Box.
Because I know that, like, if it's a little lower than that, you squat or kneel, it's gonna end up in your neck, and that's not fun.
No matter what you're looking for, be it an Ottoman-style helmet or a new pair of steel mittens, what you'll find at this truly one-of-a-kind shop is a love of LARPing.
It's much more about passion. If I didn't like what I was doing, I could do anything else and make more money.
All right, so you might be wondering, where do LARPs take place? Sometimes they're in idle scout camps or fairgrounds, the like, that sort of thing. Just down from the LARP Box, not too far, there is an event every weekend at Ye Old Commons in Sturbridge. I'm not sure they ever imagined in the old times that that's what that would be used for.
All right, and if you're wondering how Maps of Antiquity became the #1 TripAdvisor attraction on the Cape, well, they say reviews, reviews, reviews. You cultivate happy customers and good things can happen.
As they do. Up next, waiting for the magic to happen.